Hi, my name's Josh Everton and I'm a potable water expert. I've been drinking water for about 24 years now, so I'm going to be breaking down some water drinking in both movies and in scenes from everyday life. So this first one is from Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, when Sam gives Frodo his water. That part's really good. They've clearly done some research on set before they wrote the script, because he's right, when you don't drink enough water, you do get dehydrated, so props to them for that part. That's where it starts to fall apart. You can tell that they didn't have a water expert on set, because what they've done is they've tried to have Frodo use this advanced drinking technique where the container isn't touching his lips, but clearly Elijah Wood just isn't skilled enough at drinking water to sort of pull it off, so a little bit iffy there. Obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but personally that just completely ruined the franchise for me. Moving on. So this next one is from the former president. Let's see if he knows how to drink water. Okay, so he was doing alright when he removed the bottle cap, but then he kind of just tries to like summon the water to his lips. Clearly he hasn't really been taught how to tip the water into his mouth, and it kind of makes me wonder if someone just told him to put it in there to be more relatable. So this next one is from a hockey player.
Water, Mark. No,
Okay, so you actually see this a lot in sports players. I tell managers this stuff all the time. You can't just hire a coach. You need to also hire a dihydrogen monoxide expert like myself so that your players don't end up being dehydrated because they can't drink water. So we have one more clip to look at, and it's from Inglourious Basterds by Quentin Tarantino.
Christoph Waltz is one of the greatest actors of all time. All he's doing in this scene is drinking a glass of milk, and it's still one of the greatest scenes in the entire film. He's freaking amazing.
Look, that's really good technique, but as the more perceptive viewers among you will notice, that's actually milk and not water. Now, milk and water have slightly different viscosities, so you have to be careful when you're trying to apply those techniques from drinking milk to drinking water, because it's not all going to translate. Why do these videos exist? If you've spent any amount of time on the YouTube trending page or just searching YouTube in general, you will have seen these videos pop up. Blank expert reacts to blank thing they're an expert in, right? They're not all bad. In fact, some of them are quite entertaining. Like if you're watching a director talk about some of his favourite scenes by other directors, it can be really cool watching him go through all the different techniques and shots that that director used because he has that inside knowledge. But I think we can agree that some of them are just a little bit useless. Like, I don't need a dinosaur expert to tell me how unrealistic Jurassic Park was. I think I can figure that part out for myself. To be honest, I think it's a little bit lazy just to use that same formula over and over again for the same content. Like you might have a survival or a weapons expert reacting to different video games, but notionally you can just put videos like that out forever of them talking about the same shit over and over and over again. As an audience member, I get that John Wick isn't realistic, but I can still appreciate it for what it is. It almost seems a little insulting sometimes how surface level they go, like a real doctor telling you how bad the surgeries are in Grey's Anatomy. No shit, they're not actually cutting people up on that show. Like I said, it's not all bad if the expert isn't super pretentious and just shitting all over the content they're reviewing, but there's just so much of it. It's an oversaturated market. How does a watch expert have this big of a viewership? What is there to react to? So this was a pretty dumb video, but leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you want to see more content. Have a good one. Oh, and fuck Nestle.